Hey folks, doing another video here of a game I picked up at Gen Con 2022. Managed to get in line for this game on Friday. This was being sold at the Miniature Market booth. They were selling Miniature Market was primarily only selling Fantasy Flight or Asmodee stuff basically. Um, I think they said they had 50 copies each day. And then on Friday, I basically got the fourth to last copy. Um, so I was lucky in that regard. I did have to get to the doors to the convention hall about an hour and a half before they opened, and waited there, and then did the power walk to get in line for the booth. Um, this is Twilight Inscription, an epic roll and write experience. It definitely seems epic. I have not played this yet. I briefly scanned through the rules, so I'm not going to be doing any kind of rules overview or anything. We'll just open it up and kind of show you what's in it. It's got this nice little glossy finish on some of the characters here on the box. It definitely does look like it's going to be epic. Roll and writes are typically short games. This game looks like it's going to take a couple hours, probably two once you have it down. And know the game. Everybody knows the game, but your first game could easily take 3 to 4 hours, probably, even though it's a roll and write. So this is supposed to be a shorter version of Twilight Imperium, which I definitely think it is. There is one thing about this game in the rules that I read that I'm not sure how I feel about, or how well it's going to work, but we'll see. Oh no, I had it upside down. All right, so you got your rule book here. Pretty standard rule book. Like I said, I briefly read through the rules. Everything was pretty well explained. I didn't really have many questions about anything, but again, I haven't played the game yet, so I'm sure there's going to be various things we're going to run into. It's a 19-page rule book, well, 20 pages. There's clarifications on the back. There's also this Play As You Learn booklet, which I think they recommend. Basically kind of introduces you to the game through various rounds. So round 1 is navigation, round 2 expansion, 3 is your tech trees basically, and then 4 is your combat. And then round 5 and beyond introduces the rest of the stuff and basically lets you play through the rest of the game. But the first several rounds are sort of hand-holding you through learning the mechanics of the game. It comes with the dry erase markers with the felt erasers on the end. They look like they're pretty decent. You get these ginormous dice, which are nice. That way, everybody can see them across the table. This does play 1 to 8, I believe. Yes, 1 to 8 on this game as well. So you're going to be rolling. I think you roll you roll all the dice, but you can only use the black dice until you get the advanced technologies that allow you to use the other dice, I believe, is how that works. So you're going to have... trying to think of the best way to go through this. A bunch of cards that most people are going to be familiar with. They basically take Twilight Imperium 4, the game, or the 4X game, and try to shrink it down into a roll and write, which... we'll see how well that works, but like a lot of the concepts are the same. So there's a bunch of cards that you're gonna be having out, and then here are all the dry erase boards, and of course it wouldn't be a Fantasy Flight game without the trench. So we have a little trench there, but each player is gonna have essentially 4 boards. You have your expansion board. You have your industry board. No, it's like this. It's supposed to go like this. Industry. Then you have your navigation. And then you have your warfare board. So everybody's going to have these 4 boards. And there's going to be another board. Mechatol Rex board. Is going to keep track of various other housekeeping things. Who takes Mechatol Rex first, second, third, again at various points, and various other different things that are being crossed out. So that's also going to be out on the board. But each player is going to have this essentially sitting in front of them. And this is where they're going to be marking different things off on the board, drawing lines through different things. It seems like it's going to be a lot to track, a lot to sort of focus on or not focus on. Essentially, you're going to roll the dice and you're going to pick. Actually, no. You're first going to flip over a card that's going to be an event card, and that event card is going to have icons, the same icons that the dice have on it. And then each player is going to pick a board that they're going to focus on for that round, and they're only going to spend actions on that single board. You're supposed to do this simultaneously. This is the thing in the rules that I'm not sure how well it's going to work. You're supposed to do this simultaneously, and you're not supposed to look at anybody else as they are making this choice and marking off, like doing whatever it is on the board that those icons allow them to do. You're not supposed to be focused on anybody else but your stuff. In fact, the only time you're really going to interact with other players is when we go to the warfare thing, and there's a war event cards that are going to come out, and depending on how many ships you have out here on your war board, you're going to have to defend off the player to your right and the player to your left. So that's supposedly supposed to be the only time that you're ever actually looking at somebody else's board. How well that's going to play in reality, I don't know. Like I said, I haven't played this yet. I mean, it's going to be hard not to look at somebody else's board to kind of see what they're doing, but who knows? There are also two sides to this board. Side A, which is what's up here, and then side B gets flipped over, and they're just a little different. I think they recommended side A to start because I think side A is basically everybody's the same, and then all the side B's might be a little different. Don't quote me on that because that could be completely wrong. I thought that was what I was reading in the rulebook. So you have different objectives and everything, and as you progress through the game, once somebody gets to a certain point, game's going to end, and you just calculate points. You have your tech or your industry, your tech tree here. Here's your exploration, or no, this is your exploration. What are the 4 X's? Exploration, exploitation, expansion, extermination, and whatever the 4th one is, the industry / tech tree. There's definitely a lot of iconography in this game, so you're going to have to memorize a bunch of icons. Other than it being a lot of stuff to memorize, it doesn't look like it's going to be too terrible to learn. It's just going to take people a while to remember what they need to do for each round, or remember what they need to do here on the navigation board versus the industry board, etc. There's little reminders everywhere that tell you, what you can and can't do, what you can and can't use the various icons for. But it doesn't look. I mean, that's it. That's all this game comes with is these 4 boards, and I don't know, maybe like 100 cards, if that, in there maybe. You're gonna have your species, and they're gonna each have they're unique, so they have special abilities and that type of stuff. You're gonna have your objectives and whatnot to try to complete for points and everything. We'll see how it goes. I don't know yet on how well it will fare, but I think it should be fun. Actually, it looks like the A sides are all different, and the B sides are all the same. Yep, that's what it is. The A sides are all different, and the B sides are all the same. So the A sides are for a bunch of asymmetry, and then the B sides is everybody has the same exact board. They just would have a different race with a unique ability or 2. So try to even the playing field, I guess. Let's get all this back up here real quick. Industry, navigation, and warfare. So that is Twilight Inscription. Again, I haven't played it yet. Doesn't look like there's a ton to it. Just learning how to play the game, essentially. Let's see if we can get all this in here nice and neat. There we go. And the Play As You Learn guide might be useful. I don't know yet. But that is Twilight Inscription. An epic roll and write experience. It definitely seems like it's going to be epic, but we will see. Obviously, Fantasy Flight Games, Asmodee is the publisher. Thanks for watching.